Okay, everybody. In tune, on time. Grown Man Record Night, Friday night. Cameraman back in the hoose. In the hoose.
Yeah. Nice to be here.
Oh, in the hoose.
It's real nice to be here.
We got Jay.
I got a Friday night feeling. I had to come up.
Yeah, you wasn't going to come up this weekend.
No, I wasn't.
No.
But I did.
But you did because you got in your car about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you...
Oh, I drove fast, man. I made it here in less than 2 hours. I didn't honk my horn, but I did drive fast.
Yeah, you left us the Atari over here in the Atari alcove.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking over there.
The Grown Man Record Night Atari alcove earlier this evening. We had
if we had a second camera, we'd already just cut to a shot. We don't have. Well, we do have a second camera.
We had a little Yar's Revenge
video
going
switcher
earlier. That was the game of the evening. Yar's Revenge.
I'm
pretty good
challenging. At that. He's real good. He showed me something I didn't know before. You can get on the little triangle thing and make it shoot stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do
start
that.
sweating, man. I got to put on my Mitchell. Good stuff. Okay, so appreciate everybody joining us here at Grown Man Record Night. Everybody knows all these segments are going to end up on our YouTube channel.
You got a graphic?
YouTube. It's coming up on 300 subscribers. We appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, we're live here every day on Friday night. If you want to join us and jam along with us, make us a soundtrack for your party, especially the holidays coming up. You're going to want to make Grown Man Record Night your one-stop party shop. And as we get closer, we'll play holiday-appropriate music for Thanksgiving or Christmas or your uncle's birthday. Drop us a line. We'll play his favorite record. Your uncle's got a favorite record, we'll play it on the program, and you can use that as the soundtrack for your party. If you notice, old Steve Fever's not here tonight. Now, here's the deal.
I'm not Steve Fever.
No. Steve has a gig with his Zeppelin tribute band, Leadneck, tomorrow night in King, North Carolina.
Go see him.
So if you're local, it's let me get on this now. It's D. McGarry's. D. McGarry's. It's in like downtown King.
Or Jerry.
I think it's McGarry's.
Jerry.
McGarry's.
I don't know. I have no clue.
D. McGarry's.
Is that uptown or downtown?
It's either uptown or downtown.
It's
King.
certainly in King, North Carolina.
It's in King. But we're going to talk a little more about Steve and some of his performances coming up here later on the program. That in the business is what we call a deep tease.
You might have even a little footage of that, right?
We got something. See, now you're more than teasing.
No, that's not more than teasing.
More than teasing.
Stay tuned to see the footage. That's exactly teasing.
You know, here in the recent weeks, we've actually, since you've been gone, we can't. We don't switch records as much, so I started playing a lot of stuff from Free Music Archive.
Which has been really good to you.
Yeah, it's a lot of cool shit. We've played PK Jazz Collective. I got a couple of comments from that. People really digging that. And tonight on the Free Music Archive, what I downloaded, and I just kind of poked around and found a band.
What a nice graphic.
And it was, it's this band, very random.
Sepultura.
No, Zapasca.
Oh, that rhymes with Sepultura.
This is a Ukrainian indie pop duo. They play a mixture of popular styles in its own native and minimalistic manner. Influences of hip hop, Malian blues, and old Bollywood songs can be traced in their music. But it's based mostly on Ukrainian melodics. To me, it had a lot of hints of Stereolab.
Like traditional Ukrainian type stuff?
Yeah, it's like Stereolab,
Roots in that.
but in Ukrainian.
Repetitive, melodic
kind of stuff.
That sounds cool.
But very cool, and it's a band I just stumbled on.
You gonna play some of that later?
That's what's playing under us right now.
Oh, is it?
Right now.
I wish we could hear it. Turn the house on.
No.
I know we can't.
It'll
feedback.
feedback.
It feedbacks if we do.
But so it's cool stuff. So
we should wear some big headphones so we can hear it and they can't, and it doesn't feedback.
we could do that. So be sure to keep up with Free Music Archive, man. You're running up on
Pretend like you got headphones on. It's gonna be like this.
It don't matter that you got not a lot. So what? They'll have theirs, you have yours, and I'll have mine.
Phenomena.
And together we'll be fine.
Because it takes difference.
Yeah. What the hell was I talking about?
I have no clue. We had headphones on.
Okay. So I tell you what, I played a lot of stuff I hadn't played a lot tonight. Kind of by myself for a little while, and then You know, you showed up. We got Jay that showed up in the over here at the program. He's on the set. He's going
Jay's
to
here.
join us.
He's going to be here later.
He's warming up.
Well, he's
his,
here now, but he's going to be on that.
He's
charge
warming up,
couple
kicking
device.
some 60-yarders in case we need him, you know, late in the fourth quarter. What we played tonight, not only a bunch of just gassy ass LP records. Tonight I learned something about really quality vinyl LP records to play. I also learned something about cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
MGD.
Probably 10 or 15 years since I've had this beer.
It's been a while for me. It's really good. Although I'm drinking a Natty Light right now. I had one of those earlier.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Been watching a lot of Sopranos on the Amazon channel lately. Rewatching it.
They like that.
And I see this beer a lot in there, and I'm like, oh man, an MGD. I hadn't had that in a while. Yeah, that's me driving to the store in a car. Yeah.
That's good
And then I
mowing
buy
the
it.
grass kind of beer.
Sure it is.
It's real good mowing the grass kind of beer.
And it's still not a light beer.
It is.
It's a good tasting beer.
Pretty light.
But it's not like Miller Lite.
It's not quote unquote light.
Right. Oh, but it's not My hands are wet. I think my beard's leaking. I've had this problem before.
It does that every now and mine does it too.
Are you familiar with CSF fluid?
Yeah, cerebral spinal fluid.
Yeah, it's a straw-colored, kind of sticky excrement that
it's
comes.
real viscous.
Okay. Started out with a little VCLT this evening. A little Herb Albert and Tijuana Brass, taste of honey. From my good buddy John, hooked this up.
Harb Albert.
Nobody to show this. Oh, we're empty of. Look at Jay stepping up. There's no I in team, Jay, but there's an I in win, and I think you got both of them down. Jay's got all the vowels. All the vowels.
A-I-O-U.
Don't-
Sometimes Y.
Don't know a Grown Man Record Night staff running around without all the vowels in their GD pocket.
No.
Speaking of
It's
ECLT,
one of
from
the
our good buddy
requirements.
Scotty Strychnine, a little Funkadelic, One Nation Under a Groove. Easily the most pristine copy of this record I've ever seen, and he sent it to me. That is really freaking cool, and appreciate him. And it's so Funkadelic, Parliament, George Clinton, all those records. You find those pseudo on the regular. They're always
Beat up because they were played a million times.
Yeah, of
People
course.
fucking love
Those
them.
are some records that, like our first contest, kept the party moving. So those things stayed on the damn turntable. I mean, why wouldn't you? Well, follow that up with a little Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground. This is an Italian,
Love some Lou Reed.
an Italian import. A bibbidi boopy. New York.
Mustache.
A mustache. Do you have a mustache?
Technically, we both have mustache.
We got a mustache. A bibbidi
It's
boop.
attached to a beard. But
New York.
It's still a mustache.
New York.
York.
New
York.
New
New York.
York. Lou Reed, the Velvet Underground. This is an Italian import on the Superstar series. They've done a lot of these. This is really, it's really cool. It's got this nice booklet inside. It's all in Italian.
Is it really?
We did enough of that. I'm stopping.
No, is it really all in Italian?
It really is.
Huh.
But I have to say, and it's cool that it's got weird packaging and it folds out and that pulls up and this guy moves over and then you pull that out from under. That's really cool.
Superstar Records.
Yeah, that's really cool, but I get really tired of when I want to let me throw this on real quick, and I pull it out and I've got,
You gotta take out 3 different sleeves. Yeah. Yeah. Now the whole proper way of like lining up a record and putting it in and put the cover on from the side so it don't fall out and all that shit. Nope. Nope. I'll never do any of that. I just want to be able to grab the damn thing and pull it out.
this one's especially frustrating. This is one of those I probably need to keep the LP actually at the back
It's pronounced
in the sleeve.
LP is pronounced look.
Italy import.
It says that. Hold
Hey, you
on.
pulled this on. What's this all about?
That's
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
yeah,
Uncle
Uncle
Charlie.
Charlie and his dog Teddy. I think Uncle Charlie might have been a real guy. I
Sat
mean,
down, Teddy.
He had this
Sat down,
picture of
Teddy.
himself. Look at him. He looks for real.
Now I've got this 45. It's got Uncle Charlie, the Uncle Charlie
Mr.
interview
Bojangles.
and
That's
Mr.
what
Bojangles.
everybody knows. That's what everybody knows.
That is my GD Old Yeller. That's the
It's
saddest.
a really sad song.
That's the saddest song I've ever heard. I can't.
It's from 19 something.
I don't listen to that song anymore.
1970, 1980 something, I'm sure.
2000.
No. Might be 1970 something. It's 19 something.
Yeah.
Is it 1970 something?
72.
74.
74.
74?
There we go. Mad Lib, Shades of Blue, present from the Bossman. Really jazzy hip hop, and on the Blue Note label. Really one of my favorite hip hop albums I've ever heard. And I really appreciate
was good.
The
I
Bossman
enjoyed
hooking
it.
us up because it stays in that little jazzy pocket.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
really
get a little
enjoyed it.
I like some crazy hip hop too, but that's a sometimes treat, like a cookie, apparently, on Sesame Street.
Don't compare it to a sometimes treat.
It's a sometimes treat.
That's a negative connotation.
Yeah.
A treat is a treat. There's no such thing as a sometime treat. If it's a treat, it's a treat.
What's up, Julie? Derek, big brother, #1 winner. Friend of mine.
You got a graphic for that?
I was going to make one.
You should have made
Nah,
it.
no.
No, you've got a graphic. Pull it up on your phone. We'll hold it up to the camera.
No, it's
Yeah, no, pull it up.
Phone's playing. 13th Floor Elevators, the original Psychedelia album. This is a 2000, I want to say 11 repress. There's been some discussion about this particular repress. It's not too bad. It's the International Artist Company that did the repress, but
I think they did a good job with
it's
it.
not too shabby. I mean, some people have nitpicked it a little bit, but
What's wrong with it? What do they say?
the alternative is buy the OG, and it's like $50 bazillion. Oh,
How does it sound different?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's not as dynamic. I don't know. I'm just.
We got a jug player.
Yeah, that's that. That's actually a jug. I was just telling Chris earlier on the chat stream here on the Ustream live application that for the longest time, I remember we were like, "What the hell is that?" It's some sort of early synthesizer. They got like tape laid across the room and some kind of loop, and they're making this noise like so like innovative, and it's a freaking jug. That's pretty cool. Follow this up with what we call the El Changeroonie.
A little 45.
Little 45 to switch from our worser needle to back to our worst needle. And,
They're both pretty bad now.
I'm
right?
getting ready to switch them. Promise. I know
To
I've said that
Mitchum.
before. Berlin,
To
take
Mitchum.
my breath away.
Dong, dong,
I just kind of felt like hearing that and driving my motorcycle out on the runway and then like stopping and like looking and making love
Yeah, old Pete Mitchell.
to an 80s
Old,
woman.
old Pete Mitchell.
And then after that,
Goose. Spoon. Goose.
I played
Spoon.
part of Dig of the Week last week. The Ohm record, God is Good. Played side 2, we played side 1 last week. This is crazy good. Ohm is one of my new favorite bands of all time or something.
Yeah,
have to
I
say.
really, really dig them too.
And it's bass and drums and then whatever else they add to it. No guitars, which is what the
It's
cool weird thing
real
about Ohm.
Basically to the roots, kind of.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I felt like coming out of a little from that into a little Lionel Hampton, Golden Vibes on Columbia. All right, I don't remember what the year for this guy.
Come on.
It's 19 something.
It's an older Lionel Hampton. Kills it. Not my favorite one. He gets a little slower. At the Vibes is probably my favorite. Or the Hamp in Europe, Exciting Hamp in Europe.
That's real good.
But that's a good one. And it's one I'm like, oh, there's better ones, so I don't play it as much. And today when I was running through it, I'm like, no.
You got to make a conscious effort to grab out your lesser favorites every
stuff
now and
and
then.
play it. Just make it, let it make its way through the rotations. Everybody gets its day in court, so to speak.
Speaking of which,
Ah.
coming up later, stay tuned.
It's a tease.
Okay.
That was a tease.
Speaking of this, I pulled this out the other night, listened to a couple songs. I was kind of in the mood, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't remember this being this good of a record. And
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever. Wow.
Yeah, and I
It's
really
different, man. That guitar work is different than his later stuff.
it's a little
That's all slide guitar, pretty much, isn't it?
it had some slide on there. This is actually Dylan's first record. Now here's the weird thing about this, folks. This is the real weird deal with this Johnson here. I think what I have is because this is like still in the original shrink, and it's in good shape. Normally I'd pull shrink off, but you know what I mean.
Well, if it's sticking, leave it.
2i Columbia, first stereo pressing, I believe, but I had a hard time matching up the matrix numbers with the catalog numbers and whatnot. So what I believe I have here is a mismatch with the cover and the LP.
Was it the Matrix 1 or 2 or 3?
It's
One
the
was really good.
Shut
That was Matrix 1.
No, it didn't. Jay. So it's a 62 record. I think it was, this is the stereo repress that came out either later that year or the next year. I think it's the first stereo pressing, 2i Columbia, and it's in really good
I
shape.
think you should listen to on your record player.
And I got it for free. My mom picked it up from the library where she works, and it was in a stack of records. And I got most of my Dylan from that same little haul, and they were all $1 a piece. And then when I tried it, I was like, oh, this is a great record. It's in great shape. This is worth $20, $30
Wait,
or whatever.
you got it from a hall?
And she
Was it Daryl Hall?
she wouldn't even let me pay her for it.
No, your mom wouldn't.
No.
She'd grab it and she pays what they want for it, and she would never ask you for that money.
Don't grab it.
The library says, hey, what'd she pay? Probably, the library says 30 cents a record. She probably pays.
Libraries cost.
You'd have to go in there and spend $1. Either way.
Yeah.
No,
Last record I played, Caius.
To
Now,
him. To him.
Now Jay picked this up.
You can rent it.
I'm gonna go up here and look for just a second. Okay. All right. Here's what we're doing here. Speaking of PK Jazz Collective, I'm gonna roll that back because that's some good stuff, baby. Good stuff.
It's got boobies on it.
Well, it does.
That record has boobies, Jay?
Yeah.
Show us a little closer shot of those boobies. I'm looking on the monitor here. Well, those are all painted.
So I'm queuing us up. I mentioned Free Music Archive. I'm queuing us up some PK Jazz Collective, that Russian group that we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Russian Limbaugh.
You mean the boobies on the lion? There's
Lion?
boobies on that lion right now.
On the Lion?
No, Jay said there's boobies. There's boobies on the lion. We're looking at Lion Boobies live on Grown Man Record Night.
I guess lions do
Hey,
have
look
boobies.
at the lion. Oh,
Okay.
show the lion. Look, boobies on the lion.
It's a sphinx.
Yeah, with boobies. It's a sphinx with boobies.
Sphincter. I hit my knee and I pulled my microphone
You
off.
hipped your knee?
That was all. That was all
It
a
is
bad.
hip to be
That was all a
square.
bad deal.
I want a new drum. One that won't make me sick.
Yeah.
One that won't make me wreck my car.
Okay, so I got a cool thing I want to tell you guys about. When I heard about this thing, it's got me so excited. Let's do this a little. Let's do a little. This is the end of the pop off here. And no better time to do this than right now.
Thank you.
There we go. Killing off the pop off this evening.
In honor of GMRN. If you don't watch GMRN, you're a turkey.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, you turned off that TV over there.
Did I?
Something happened. Look, it's off. We have another TV. If we had a second camera and a video switcher, we'd show you that the other TV just turned off. But
I wonder why that did that.
you hit something with it.
I shouldn't have. Well, let's make sure that's also the modem is over
I think there might be a fire.
Okay.
Are we still on air?
We're on the air.
We're on the air.
All right.
Welcome everybody to Grown Man Record Night.
3, 2, 8. Okay.
It just turned itself off with
Jay.
the remote control.
Okay, let's take this shot. So, while we're taking this shot, I'll tell you. I sent you an email this week about
Oh no, you're gonna do that. That's going to be really cool.
About a thing
He's
that
got a little thing he's going to do.
I figured out. I read an interesting article this week. I won't tell you how I got into it, but anyhow, I found out there's this thing called the Mojave Desert phone booth.
It's pronounced Mojave.
Yes. And this is it's literally out in the middle of nowhere. And it was put there in like the 60s. So the miners, I can't remember what they mined, something stupid out there.
Some ore.
It's some weird thing.
They mined an ore.
Because I thought it said cinnamon at first. Cinron or...
I don't think you mine cinnamon.
I can't remember.
I may be wrong. I've never actually mined it. So,
But anyhow, they it was out in the middle of nowhere. This guy wrote this paper about this phone that's like stuck ironically
like 40 miles from the nearest road or something.
out in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
Mojave Desert.
Somehow it got this little internet cult following. And in I think like 97, that's when the guy wrote an article for this zine saying there's this phone out here, here's the number, whatever. And after he wrote it,
Was he a freaker?
No. After he wrote it, he just started calling the number all the time. He said, wouldn't it be cool if somebody picked up out there? And he developed kind of this weird obsession with it, where he would call it all the time. And all of a sudden, one day when he called it, it was busy. And he was like, oh shit, I bet the system's got to be down or something. So he called right back, and it was busy again. And he was like, what? So he freaked out and started just hitting like redial. And then all of a sudden, this girl answered the phone. He's got an audio recording. He's like, are you in the Mojave Desert? She was like, yeah. He was like, well, what are you doing out there? She was like, I'm over here making my calls. It's like, oh, you live close by, but you don't have a phone. She was like, yeah, that's right. Like, oh, okay. So anyhow, it became this internet phenomenon where people started calling this number for this desert phone out in the middle of freaking nowhere in the Mojave
Desert.
And here's an actual picture of the deal right here. Look at that.
So, okay, let's cut to the chase. The number you're going to call tonight has been repurchased because this was put out of commission.
It was
somebody bought the number.
People started making pilgrimage to this thing to hang out outside because people all over the world started calling.
You got the graphic on there that they can see?
For the number?
No, the phone booth. Is it on there?
The booth?
Is that on? Are we broadcasting the graphic or us? So these people are seeing. That's literally in the middle of the desert. It's a phone booth. So yeah.
And so anyhow, in 2009, I think it is. Let me see.
2009.
Because the number was just nixed when they tore it down because the park system got involved. But this phone freak named Lucky 225 in 2013 actually bought the number, and this number rings into a conference where strangers can once again connect, just like when the phone booth was active. So, of course, here on Grown Man Record Night,
we're gonna call it.
We're gonna call it.
What do you think a phone number like that costs?
About $14.
It's just a Floyd number. Like, let's pull this number up. Here we go. Jay's gonna put this number up here. And if you folks are following along at home, here we go. 7.
Hey, call it and talk to us.
Hang on now.
Party line.
Hang on. Need some concentration. 760 733 9969.
9969.
What are we going to talk
Put it on speaker.
It's a modem.
We're sorry. The number you have dialed has been changed to a conference. You are the only party in this conference.
Audible 8 presents Exploding the Phone, the untold story of the teenagers and outlaws who hacked Ma Bell. Written by Phil Lapsley. Narrated by Johan North.
This is so cool. This is so cool.
Dedication to the men and women of the Bell system, and especially to the members of the technical staff of Bell Laboratories.
Yes.
Without whom none of this would have been possible.
Good for them. This is so cool.
Phone freak. Noun. 1. A person who is obsessively interested in learning about, exploring, or playing with the telephone network. 2. A person who is interested in making free telephone calls. Forward. by Steve Wozniak, co-founder, Apple Computer. About these
Yeah,
groups
that's-
of people
sorry, I
who
dropped
knew
that
how to
over
crack
there.
the phone system all over the world.
Okay.
No,
Back-
we can't.
That's awesome. I'm going to call it and listen to it.
Yeah, no, you guys have to call that number and listen to the.
Oh, wow.
They went right to the source there.
Hang on. I'm going to give everybody the number again. 760-733-9969.
760-733-9969.
And for you guys following along, I'm posting it in the chat right now. That's some cool shit. Wow. I really don't even know what to say.
Public service announcement if you call it.
That is phenomenal.
I really want to hear the rest of that.
I really do too. That's going to be really cool. I tell you what, this is a good time. Let's go on into a little dig of the week action. I didn't actually get in the store. You want to do a little switcheroony? All right,
what are you?
we're going to have Jay come in here and sit down for a dig of the week. And I've only got a few records to talk about, folks. I didn't actually get into the store this week, and neither did Jay. What I did was I pulled a few records, and some of these are things that I have either pulled semi-recently and then listened to and need to give an accurate report on what's going on. Is it actually good stuff? Because I may be like, I got this new record today, and then I listen to it the next night.
You generally have pretty good taste.
Sure, but you know, sometimes you pull one that you think is going to be great and it's a clunker. But so this is kind of a reprise because I didn't buy any records this week.
That's why
I spent a lot of money in Nashville and I didn't buy any records.
Wow. Everybody gets broke in Nashville.
Nashua?
Asheville?
Nashua.
Asheville?
Nash-
Asheboro?
Nashua. Bladensboro.
All right, you want to start over?
3, 2, 1. So anyhow, neither one of us went record shopping, but I want to mention a few records for Dig of the Week tonight.
Okay.
Now,
And I've got one I do have to mention. I didn't bring it, but I did pick up one.
well, tell me about it, Jay.
No, I have a cousin who's 10 years older than we are.
Jason Day.
No, that's not him.
Okay.
But he was a vinyl guy back
Yeah.
in the 80s, of course, and he gave me a copy of Iron Maiden Power Slave.
Yeah, man.
Great Iron Maiden. It's in great shape, and it's probably potentially a $40 to $50 record. It's
Oh.
got the 3D cover on it. It's very nice, and I'll bring it to the next time.
Sure.
I'd love to spin it, but not a bad song on it. So, I was very lucky to come across that.
I like some Maiden now.
I do too. I've been listening to a lot this week.
Yeah.
Listening to my Kiss records this week.
Yeah, you've been in a real Kiss
I've
mood.
been in a big Kiss mood.
Getting ready for Halloween.
Halloween is in 2 weeks, right?
A tube of weeks.
And
If you had a tube and it had like days in it, and you squeezed it from the bottom,
it'd be 14.
pulled it all the way forward, and
All
then
the weeds come out first.
all the weeks come out.
What you got?
Well, here's a record I wouldn't normally talk about, pull out, play, talk about, enjoy, but for some reason I got that little spidey sense to pull this out a couple nights
That's
ago.
a very Magic Radio.
I'll tell you what, man. Carole King, Tapestry.
Yep.
Don't laugh.
Well, that's on
That's
the.
capable.
That's on the. I don't know if we have any viewers that the Rolling Stone Top 500. That's on there. That's a very
This-
high selection on that
Yeah,
list. And so.
And I've heard pretty much everybody loves this record. It's her second record, produced by Lou Adler, released in '71. It's got, let's see what it says. It's one of the best-selling albums of all time.
Is that
With over
1971?
25 million copies sold worldwide. It's been certified diamond by RIAA with more than 10 million copies sold.
And that's a record you can find almost anywhere for $1.
And that's why I'm mentioning this, is because it's something that you'll either end up with for free or for $1 in good shape. And for that reason, a lot of times I will overlook a lot of albums because I'm like, oh man, I see that shit all the time. I know that.
Right.
I put this
The reason
on.
you see it all the time. Pick one up.
This was raw. It was really good songwriting, and it's got more of an edge to a lot more of the folkier
Is
stuff.
it acoustic folk? Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, but it's got a little, I don't want to say a hint of psychedelia, but it's got a little edge to it that some records from that time, more than a Carpenter's record.
Right.
But it's good singer-songwriter. I put it on. It was the right time for this record.
More edge than a Carpenter's record?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No. More psychedelia.
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of feel.
More
yeah.
anything than a Carpenter's record?
I love the Carpenters. Superstar is a great
Yeah,
song.
but they don't do more of anything.
But this is a record. Pick this up. Everybody needs to have this in their collection for that rainy Sunday afternoon. You're by yourself. You put on a pot of tea. Whatever people do.
Yeah, you bought a
people
shelf
do that.
from Lowe's and you're painting it.
And I've been meaning to pick up something like that because
It's good, man.
I'm big. If it's top 500 list, I like to pick up. If I can find it for $1, I'll pick it up.
Sure. It's worth a spot on your shelf.
There you go.
You know? And I've had it for a long time, and I may have listened to it one other time, but I put it on a couple of days ago, and I'm like, this is just really hitting the spot right now.
Okay.
It served its purpose. Well worth the $1 or nothing that I paid for it. I want to talk a little bit about Oregon, the band. Now, this band was started out of the University of Oregon, and
Could be Oregon.
Oregon. This is a 72 record from this band, Oregon, called Music of Another Present Era. We've talked about this in the show probably early on in Grown Man Record Night history. They kind of established themselves as one of the more eclectic kind of improvisational jam bandy groups from the 70s.
Is that a sitar?
Yeah, they blended. Let's hold that guy up. Hey, Ryan, you want to hold this guy up? Somebody want to hold this guy? Blended Indian, Western with jazz, folk, space music, avant-garde. And they released stuff on Vanguard throughout the 70s. There's actually a version of Oregon that's still playing out today. But the stuff is real kind of
Is that the 1970s?
trippy, crunchy.
They look really cool.
Yeah. They look like some musicians that probably have a good time.
Beatniks. You don't think they did drugs, dude?
No. Come on, Jay. Take it easy.
Okay. Just saying.
Yeah. Here's one that I've mentioned on the show a couple of months ago that I picked it up for just $2. And I really didn't know much about it at the time, and I've had a chance to research it and somewhat and listen to it quite a bit. James Brown Plays New Breed, The Boogaloo. This is on Smash, and it's from 68, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 68. And
1968.
considered hard to find Boogaloo music. And this is all instrumental. James Brown is actually on the keys. So there's no, hi, get down. It's all instrumental.
I found some 45s.
And it's great.
I've seen some 45s with James Brown instrumental before. Never thought anything about it.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, it's in its own right, doing its own thing.
This is a young James Brown.
Yeah, and it's funky and soulful and $2.
That
in
one
pretty good
you
shape.
play, I still love the one you play, the James Brown Band. Is that the one?
Oh, the popcorn? Or are you talking about the JBs?
The popcorn, I believe.
Oh yeah, man.
That's a great.
You know it. Now I want to mention a little. This is something I picked up for 50 cents actually.
Okay.
Jeremy Steig. Did you say that's Steig or Steve?
Steig.
Steve
Who's got a
Steig.
50 cent bin around here? Where'd you find that?
This was at some kind of sale,
Okay.
not a normal record store.
Special sale.
So this guy's a flautist, and his deal, he was in a motorcycle accident when he was 19, left him partially paralyzed, and he had to play the flute with a little mouthpiece on it. And I didn't think much of it. I just took a chance on it for 50 cents because it was like, this guy, it looks kind of proggy or
Right.
fusiony or whatever. It's really good fusion. This guy played with a lot of big time guys.
Does he hold a candle to our man?
Herbie Mann. let me tell you what. Let me just leave you with this. His song "Howlin' for Judy" from the
Howlin'
70
for Jesus?
from the 70 album Legwork, not that one, a different album. That's the main source of the sample from Sure Shot from the Beastie Boys.
There you go. Yeah.
That's that cat.
Okay.
So, and I was really impressed when I put that on. I talked about it on the show one time, and then I'm like, oh, I think it's pretty cool. And then when I actually put it on the table, I'm like, whoa.
I think
This dude smokes.
I think the ultimate credit was from Anchorman. That's when Jazz Fruit came back. That's when Jazz Fruit came to the surface, being in the mainstream.
And this guy does that same, I don't know what you call it, but when you're kind of mouthy in through it while you're blowing.
That sounds pretty dirty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That guy does the same thing. And I want to leave you with one record. I saw my man, what's his name? David Horowitz, I think his name is, or
Is he in the Beastie Boys?
Sequoia Flame on YouTube. Sequoia Flame. One of the VC heavy hitters,
Okay.
50 bazillion subscribers.
Shout out
Really
to VC.
psychedelic guru kind of guy. Really knows his psych rock stuff.
Right.
He mentioned this a couple weeks ago, and it reminded me that I picked it up for $1. Not in the best shape.
Cover looks good.
The cover looks good. Codona. Okay. Really cool record to pick this up. 79 on ECM. And it's a free jazz fusion group. They released 3 albums. This is the very first one. It's got Don Cherry on trumpet. Hello.
Is that Don Cherry from National Hockey Night in America?
Of course it
It's a
is.
different one, right?
He plays trumpet, melodica, and organ. Colin Walcott and Nava Vachon. The name of the group is derived from the first 2 letters of each of the members' first names.
It's got your ultimate Gorman record night buying.
Is he smoking?
Image, yes.
It's an African American gentleman, black and white picture, and he's smoking a cigarette. That is a Grown Man Record Night formula for "I'm gonna buy your ass."
That's a great one right there.
And it's another one that doesn't disappoint.
I gotta check that out.
It's really good.
I don't think they do drugs either.
Probably not. And it was I remember being like blown away by the music, but less impressed with what I picked up for $1. I think it's not necessarily in the best
That's the
shape.
thing about the dollar bins, man. You can find some good stuff.
Gotta bide your time, man.
I at our one of our local record stores, I paid a $10 membership fee, and I get it for 50 cents now when I get the dollar.
You
bin.
get the dollar record
And
for
I'll-
50.
Yeah, and I'll go load up. I'll spend $15-20 now on a good day.
Sure. Why not, man?
It makes me feel better if I purchase something new, like a $20-25 like repress,
Yeah.
and I buy like $5 and $1 albums, knowing I got some good steals in there. It makes me feel much better.
Me
about my
too.
purchase.
And
So,
sometimes I'll buy like an album that costs a little more,
Yeah.
and I'm like, should I really be buying this for $20? And then I'll buy like, especially when there's a sale, I'll pick up $3 records or 3 50-cent records if they end up being that kind of deal, just to be like, I got these records for 25,
and you go home,
even though one of them's 20.
you go home feeling like you got your money's worth.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
That's how we work.
Okay, hey, you know, we talked about old Steve Fever's playing a show
That's what I
tomorrow night.
hear, yeah.
Tomorrow night, we're thinking about going out there and checking them out.
Maybe so.
Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do here for a break, folks, we're going to leave you with a little treat. Steve Fever's band, Leadneck, we're going to play a little bit of that, take a little quick commercial break, and come back with a So to Speak and Chip Chat. So we appreciate all of you staying with us here on Grown Man Record Night, so we'll be back in just a few minutes.
We are young, Hey, homeboy, gather around. Some serious stuff gonna go down.
We interrupt to bring you a special Wrestle War 90 update. The cause of the injury to Sting from the cowardly ambush by the Horsemen, the NWA has ordered a World Heavyweight title defense match for Ric Flair against #1 contender Lex Luger. We now return you to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
It's pay-per-view excitement from THE. For more information, call your cable company. Wow.
Okay, we're live back on the air. How about that? That's a little Steve Fever pipes. Steve Fever on the pipes. That's there.
Pretty impressive.
You want to catch that? Get a little King, North Carolina tomorrow night. D. McCready's, D apostrophe. I like to pronounce the apostrophe. Why the hell would you put it there if you don't want to?
D apostrophe.
Duh. McCready. The G Tennessee. Chumley?
It's not Italian when you say that.
Stand over here, Chumley. I'm going to stand on your head. The G Tennessee. All right. So to speak. So you say. So I say. So to speak say. Here's what we got this evening. We'll just start with it held up there. A nice cola. What do we got here, Jay?
Double cola.
Double cola. Switch it around again. It wasn't on the camera. Switch it around. There we go. Double cola. It's got a little cane sugar in it. Okay? I love a nice raw cane sugar soda. Let's see what we got in here for ingredients. Carbonated water, sugar, caramel color, phosphoric acid, caffeine, natural flavors, come everything. It's got some caffeine in it too. 36 per 12. Shit. Okay. Let's try this double cola. Where are they out of? Where are you out of, double cola?
Atlanta?
Shit.
I'm guessing.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Different state.
Choo choo. I'm the Chattanooga choo choo. Choo choo. Woo. All right. I'll canteen swill it.
Low.
Nice cola.
Is it?
Good, raw.
It better be nice because it's double cola.
It's not the best raw cola I've ever had, but it's up there. It's a good one. Do the Carl.
Oh, that's good though. It's got a punch.
It's got some bite.
Yeah.
Kind of like a moxie.
I did the Carl. I got to.
That's what happens when you do the Carl.
You get a wet finger.
You get messy.
Sorry, Carl.
Sorry, Carl. That's good stuff.
It is real good.
The older I get, the more I just like a pure cola like that. All right, let's get some chips going over here.
What you
Let's
got?
take the Open B,
Utz.
and there's a hot guy behind there. That's what we'll do for the second guy.
Red hot something.
Now, I wanted to mention, as we slide on into a little chip chat action, got a little open bag special this evening, and we've talked about this on the program.
OBS.
And the reason I'll talk about this again is I'll just say this.
You're good.
For Jesus' sake. This is my favorite sour cream mamunion potato chip. I can't say that very well.
Mamunion.
Sour cream mamunion.
Sour cream mamunion.
Sour cream mamunion.
It takes a little practice.
My speech therapist, when I was a little kid in elementary school, they sent me to the speech therapy. And she was from Pakistan. So I never really actually got it.
So what's she teach you?
It was really an unfair situation for a 5-year-old is taking speech therapy from a Pakistani. I'm just saying, I think I got the short end of the straw.
I think you went to a picnic instead of a picnic.
New York.
New York. Picnic.
Okay, so the reason these are my favorite, this is the Utz reduced fat, 33% less fat. Something about these, I buy them for during the week because they got less fat in them. They got a nice tight ridge to them and a nice Nice powder to them. It's just right. Not too much, not too little. Really good.
Can I say something about Utz chips?
Let's get on it, Jay.
I got some Utz rib pit cooked barbecue this week. And they were the best
You like those?
$2.99 chip that I've ever.
I got some Carolina barbecue right down at your knees. Yeah.
This bag of chips is really tasty. We don't even need to open this other one. Let's just eat
know,
the rest of that
That's
one.
the chip of the week right there.
That's chip of the week. That's
one-
chip of the month. That's the chip of the year.
This is one of my standbys. And
Chip of the year.
the reason it's an open bag special is because I had it open for me eating sandwiches and
Because
crap
you
during the
always
week.
have an open bag of those chips.
Pretty close. Okay. We got one more chip. We've done a few of these. Can't remember where the Martins. I think Boss Man provided us with these. Yeah, because Martins are from Pennsylvania. And
PA.
I don't think it's the same. It's either it is or it isn't the same as the people that make like the potato rolls, the Martin's rolls. No. And there's also a Martin's grocery store in like Richmond. And it either is or it isn't part of that.
VA.
Yeah. These are PA. And these are red hot chips from them. I will say the chips that are like generically hot, like not like jalapeno or even habanero and cheddar or whatever. The ones that are just like hot, and it doesn't really tell you what kind of hot. The generic, we're going to add
It's gonna be
chemicals.
heat.
Those really tear my buddy Hoyle up. That takes old buddy Hoyle to the woodshed. Those generic hot chips.
To the woodshed or behind the woodshed?
I feel the heat,
That's a sweet heat.
but it's sweet.
It's got molasses or something.
Yeah, it's almost like pancake syrup. Nowhere did it say anything about sweet heat. These are very good.
Yeah, those are very good.
Munch with Martins is their logo,
Look at all
and
the
it,
extra red.
and it comes on a cross like Jesus Christ.
All the extra red right in the middle. See all that
So I
extra
think we
red?
all win about it.
That's good. Extra
We get a
red.
nice, hot, crisp chip for weekends, and we also get Eternal
It's
Salvation.
just $6 an ounce.
Because if you look right here, the cross, Munch with Martins, says. So,
Good chip.
we got that going for us.
Good soda.
Yeah, good chip, good and a hot chip and a cola.
They're pretty hot though, really. Kind of sneaks up on you. Slow hot.
And it's a light, thin, crispy chip. It's not like a ridge chip.
Not that
So don't get carried away.
big gulp of beer, calm that down a little bit.
That's about perfect. It's not crazy though. I bet it'll still tear my butthole up tomorrow though.
Buddy Hoyle.
Yeah.
He
Old
plays poker with old Captain. Don't do it.
Old Baron Von Buddy Hoyle will show up tomorrow. Yes, sir. Reporting for duty. What can I do? Let me get to work. Oh my God! I should have went to graduate school. Somehow I always have those major life thoughts when I'm deep in the trenches. And,
Based on the toilet.
yeah, when you're like out of breath and you're almost about to pass out.
Sweating.
You're sweating and you're
so hard.
pounding, and I'm thinking, like, why didn't I go to graduate school? I could have had a master's degree, and I wouldn't have to worry about any of this.
It'd only be Thursday night instead of Friday night.
It always comes to mind then. Thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. I appreciate Cameron dropping by, and Jay for dropping by and doing some record business.
What a
Always,
great night for records.
it's a good night for records, and always remember that this program kills fascists.
It sure does.
I shouldn't have to tell you that more than once, but you guys are stupid, so
But
I'll
you
tell you.
will.
I'll tell you a couple times. I'll give you a break. I know you guys have a tough course load. You know, you carrying 18 hours a semester.
Hey, can you tell them to hold on while we tweet all this?
Yeah, we're gonna tweet all of
Y'all
this.
hold on. We're going to tweet all of this.
Hold on. We're tweeting all of it. All right. Thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. We'll see you next week. Go Irish tomorrow night against Florida State. And hope everybody has a good weekend. And we'll see you next week with another exciting episode of Grown Man Record Night.
GMRN.